I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my click. I need a 30 for 30. All right, man, we gonna end this motherfucker like we always do. Showing love and shouting out. JoJo, who you shouting out, dog?
This one gonna be kind of tough. I'm shouting out Tyrese Halliburton, the guard from the Sacramento Kings. Okay. I literally he's a rookie. We all know LaMelo, got all the love, and then you got Anthony Edwards. But this guy has been hooping. I just watched him against the Lakers, and he balled out. Like, but what made me want to give him a shout out is the fact that, for one, he's not really getting the recognition that I think he do deserve, because he's hooping. But also, this guy, he's averaging 13 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. He's shooting 49% from the field, 42 from 3, and 87 from the free throw line. About to be a rookie that could possibly do the 50, 40, 90. And I think that's impressive. That is. And I mean, for a person to do it twice, that's even better. Which that's still. But for a rookie to do that, shout out to Tyrese. Give him his flowers now, man.
Stick some decent.
Hey, didn't he sign a deal with Nike too?
I think
he got a shoe deal. He got a shoe deal too, man. It's just I know that ain't everybody's like, oh, everybody get a shoe deal, but
his form kind of remind me of the other Sacramento player that had the funny nigga shot, Kevin Martin, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell you who you shouting out, dog.
We're gonna bring it home for a minute. Roll up to the 2021 state track championships, high school. Went to go see my old alma mater of Raymond High School run. Went to go see my cousin, Elijah Monkill, run. Now, I wasn't able to see the race that I should have seen, but I was there to watch him run the 4x2, which they won by 0.03 of a second. That was a hell of a race. He was the third leg on it. And then class of 4A, he was the 400 meter, the best time in the 400 meters. So of course you get the best lane, etc., whatever. But he was hobbled with a hamstring injury, ended up coming up, I think, 4th in the 400. Hamstring jumped on him probably 330 meters in, with about 70 to go. He had the race. Mm-hmm. So I left. I went. I had to come on back to the house, do the show and everything, etc., etc. So of course there's that almighty great race, the race of pride and joy, the race of all races that I like to call the 4x4. So I didn't think Cubs was gonna run. Get a phone call from my brother. He say, man, Eli ran that race and they won the 4x4. And I was like,
wow,
that's some damn guts. That's some guts. Because a lot of kids, man, I know it's different. And I know we come up in a different era. But just to hear a young man put it on the line for his team, no matter what, it's the 4x4. They need me because he's their best leg. And he ran the anchor. And they won the 4x4 in the state tournament, in the state championship this year. Is remarkable. And I just want to give him his flowers. We don't always intermingle. We ain't always together on Sunday and etc. But when I see him, he's always come. We always talk. We always communicate. And I love his uncle. I love his mom and dad, my uncle and aunt, and his whole family. They're my people. But I want to shout him out just for the simple fact that, I want to encourage all young men out there to put it on the line sometimes and see what you get out of it. And that's my shout out today, is just put it on the line sometimes, see what you get out of it. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's some pain involved. But shit, that's life. So just deal with it. And I know my brother, I know both my brothers can identify with that. They can understand that. But sometimes you just gotta sacrifice a little bit, and you just never know what you get out of it. So I really want to give him a shout out. I hope he sees this. Whenever he sees it, I might just tag him and say, "Hey man, I
Send
shout
it
you
to
out,
him.
man. Check it out.
Send it to
I
him.
just want you to let you know this what I think about it."
Right.
But for him to go back and for him to just put it on the line, because I watched him last image I got of him was laid out. They were unwrapping his hamstring, trying to get him right. That's the last image I got of him. So, for him to go back and go do that, salute. So that's my shout out tonight.
That's real shit. In America, if y'all don't know, I used to coach track. So I know what my brother Tim G. Jacob talking about. That 4x400 is at the end of the damn day. And y'all track parents out there, y'all know, y'all former track stars, y'all know that damn track meet lasts all
night.
damn day.
All night long.
And that 4x400 come, motherfuckers be ready to go. So you gotta have some dogs that's gonna run in that bitch. And he said his youngin ran the anchor of that motherfucker.
Ran the anchor, man. You running 49.
And when you sprint that 400, that's a whole lap. You take your ass down to the track, America. Take your ass down to the track, somebody track, and try to run full speed around that motherfucker one time.
It's different, bro.
At this point, I ain't jogging.
It's different, bro.
That shit real. So shout out to that young man, no doubt about it. Well, I got 2 shout outs this week. Want to be concise as best I can with both. This first one, I wasn't even anticipating doing this. It came across my timeline, but it sounded like my Packers did something right. And we drafted Kylin Hill out of Mississippi State, running back. And I want to shout out that brother, not for anything dealing with football. I want to shout out that brother because he helped change the state of Mississippi where we live.
Yeah.
That young man, more than y'all got to realize what we done had in Mississippi, we got mega Evers. You know what I'm saying? We got mega Evers in this thing. We got where I'm from, we got C.O. Chin, we got Lumumba, we got all these folks. And we had Dr. King come through Mississippi. We just James Meredith, the Emmett Till situation happened here. Like, this is Mississippi. And I'm telling y'all, nobody was able to influence them to take that racist ass rebel flag down more than this football player, Kylin Hill. Because that young man last year in 2020 threatened to withhold his services if they didn't take that goddamn flag down. And I'll be damned. You had the top football coaches here in our state go down to the state legislature, and they were politicking to get that damn flag down. Why? I hope it was real. Let me say that. I hope it was real. But the cynical side of me says they knew that shit was going to hurt recruit. That's the cynical side. But whatever the case is, it took a lot of courage for that young man, Kylin Hill, to stand up and do that, because you get death threats around here in Mississippi with shit like that. Mississippi is where they kill your motherfucking ass back in the gap for doing shit like that. Mississippi is where the police still will fuck with you right now for doing shit like that. And that brother stood up. So shout out to that brother. That's the type of shit might make me stay a Packer. That's a good man. That's a high character, high quality man. So we gonna see.
May I offer one more? May I offer one more before you close it out? I forgot him. I forgot about it today, but I'm glad you brought his name up, Kylin Hill. But Kenneth Gainwell from Yazoo County.
Oh, hell yeah. He's stupid high quality.
5th round. Yazoo County, was all-world athlete here in Mississippi.
Oh, yeah. I'd seen him live.
Lost his brother early on in life.
Yeah.
Family, lost 4 family members to COVID.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, lost 4. I think it was 4 family members to COVID.
COVID is real, black people.
And he
it's
opted
a black
out.
Man we talking about.
He opted out this past year. And he's 5th round draft pick he was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. And I wanted to shout him out too, man, because I actually watched the draft truly to see if either of them brothers get drafted. And I really wanted to see I was really intrigued by where Gainwell would go. And I hope he has success in this league. So I just want to throw that in there too, man.
I'm glad you got that in there to you. Make sure we goddamn chop that up and get that out there. Because I've seen that boy just me being a former coach at Velma Jackson High School.
We watched him at a meet.
Well, in terms of football, I saw him on the football field. Me traveling with the football team, and then, like you saying, we saw him after he had no reason to be running track. None. He had his ticket was already. He already had all that from football.
Yep.
But that boy just wanted to get better, and he wanted to compete, and he was out there competing in track. High quality young man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So most definitely shout out to him. But I also want to shout out Terrance Clarke's family, because we meant to do this last week. As my brother JoJo said, we had technical difficulties, so we didn't even really get a chance to finish the show. So I wanted to make sure I say this, because that man's death, I didn't know a lot about the young man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a North Carolina fan. I don't watch a lot of SEC basketball. I watch North Carolina basketball and ACC basketball. But even last year with COVID, we didn't watch much college basketball. But it's a young man. They tell me he was highly ranked coming out of high school. Tell me he was about to get drafted this year. So you see a young man in his prime, and now that young man is gone. And so I was just thinking about that, bro, and just been thinking about death a lot lately. Yeah. Last year in 2020, my family lost our uncle. And I remember being at the funeral, graveside funeral, because COVID. And the preacher was trying to explain death to us, and basically was trying to comfort the family by saying, well, this is actually good that he's passed, because God wouldn't want him to, you won't live out your whole life and suffer like that. Okay, that sounds good to somebody who's not analytical. I put on my children. I looked around, and it was a grave marker showing an infant that had died. So what that pastor had just said didn't make sense when I'm looking at an infant's grave. That infant hadn't lived any of his life. Just this, this past month, we in May now. My family, my wife's family, but I've been my wife 25 years, so this is my family too. We tragically lost our aunt, Pamela Gardner. And like 2 weeks before she died, she was at work. A week after being at work, she went to the doctor. A week after that, she was gone. And so I think about that, and then I think about this young man. And just think about our mortality as human beings. It ain't nothing more humbling than death. You have all these ball players, they win the MVP, or they get compared to some all-time great, and they say, oh, it's just so humbling to be mentioned in the same sentence, or all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's so humbling to win the MVP. You know what's humbling? Death is humbling. Because your ass can be the MVP or whatever league you in. You can be the richest motherfucker in the world, but we all gonna meet the same fate.
Yep.
And so I don't want Terrance Clarke's death to be in vain. So I say, you know what? I'm going to take that, and I'm going to use that as motivation to tell y'all to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're doing your absolute best to stay here. Make sure you exercise. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're taking care of your mental health. Make sure you take care of your mental health. And just do your best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we can do. Because, again, it's humbling. You can do your best, and something still can happen. Because this young man was in the prime of his life. He's in shape. He's ready to roll.
League bound, right? League bound.
Yeah, he was on that way.
Yeah.
And now that young man is gone. So let his passing be a lesson to all y'all in the sports world. All y'all athletes that you feel good and feel invincible. You're not invincible. You're not. But that's okay. None of us are. Yeah. Make sure you enjoy life, holding down the people that love you, and make sure you love yourself and live life to the fullest. America, we appreciate y'all for fucking with us. Make sure y'all follow us across all social media platforms. We appreciate the love on YouTube, but we are also on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. We're also on Twitter. On Twitter, it's PIOS_100. We're on all those platforms, and we want to fuck with y'all on those platforms as well, to interact with you on those platforms. You know what I'm saying? Again, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all for viewing. We love y'all. We're a growing company, and we're gonna keep doing this. Nobody's gonna match our consistency, our effort, and our passion.
We're
But
going for 100.
no doubt. No doubt. We appreciate y'all for fucking with us. Make sure you go to statementteesllc.com or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. Go ahead and shop with us. Make sure you go ahead and if you haven't listened to We Kings EP, make sure you look out for All Black Everything EP is coming out May 15th.
515.
May 15th. Make sure you looking out for that and fuck with us in everything we doing. IG Entertainment, we here. But again, we appreciate y'all fucking with us as always. One.
Now let me hit him with that. Yeah, nigga.
My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit statementteesllc.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
Makes a statement.